I've been asked this a couple of times on various interviews and stuff. The two games I'm going to give you three games that stand out. One was many people would have forgotten this game. One was the start of the Pete Russell era, and it was his first World Championship. GB in the third tier of ice hockey in the World Championship, playing Croatia. Bear in mind, the year before they'd lost 4-0 to Croatia. That's how low GB had slumped, although Croatia did have a load of dual nationals. But GB had slumped to a low level. Pete Russell took over. His first game in charge. With 5 seconds to go, they're trailing 1-0. Mark Richardson pops up to make it 1-1 with 5 seconds to go with the netminder pulled. Maybe on a power play as well, can't remember. And then 11 seconds into overtime, Mark Richardson scores and GB win by 2 goals to win. 5 seconds to go, Pete Russell's era is starting with a, not disappointing, but sadly a 1-0 loss to Croatia. And then 11 seconds into overtime, Pete Russell's won his first game. And Pete Russell said he wanted GB in his tenure to play with passion and energy. That's what Pete Russell's all about. And there was evidence of that in his very first game. Look, there was some real tough times along the way and some last day disappointments and silver medals that were heartbreaking. I've never seen tears amongst a group of players. Not once, but twice, GB needed a point to go up to the second tier, and they had to settle for a silver medal. That must have been really hard to lift the team. But the thing that happened there was home ice and Belfast, and what a massive moment. And again, you talk about games. Well, that as a sort of exhibition to be part of organising committee and to be part of a media team for a tournament on home ice was fantastic. And right from that first game for GB, they won all 5. They demolished Japan 4-0. No such worries in the final game. And then they went to the second tier, which brings me on to my kind of best ever. Some might think the top tier against France because they've come from behind. In the elite tier, they've played Canada, they've played USA. And by the way, they were pinch me moments when, GB were taken to the ice against Canada and against USA. Yeah. But the France game, yes, that was remarkable. And I think the GB players, if you asked all of them, they'd probably say the France game. And I get that because a team that was ranked 8, 9 or whatever places above them, they were down and out 3-0 down, but they managed to win 4-3. But for me, the Hungary game won't be beaten because GB went as bottom seed again in that tournament, don't forget. And momentum built in only the way Pete Russell can build momentum in a team. The Dare to Dream slogan was born. And again, home ice for Hungary. GB 2-0 down. Dow gets that goal. Then you think it's all over because Hungary have a penalty shot. That place, those fans, the GB fans are amazing when they go away, but they were being drowned out because there was 15,000 Hungary fans. That place is bouncing. Hungary have a penalty shot to win it. They don't score it. Bounds amazing, makes a save, and then GB score with 15 seconds to go. And that place just goes quiet as you can hear a pin drop, apart from, because I was on the opposite side, the commentators, Murph and Paul Adey and Andy French with Seth Bennett on the BBC, they were next to the GB fans on the far side, but I was in the press box on the other side. And yeah, but to me, that will be the most special one until we beat Canada to win the gold medal, One day. That will be the most special one because when that full-time hooter went, it was the realisation that GB were going to the top flight and what they were going to do. A couple of years earlier, they had lost to Croatia 4-0. And for me to be part of that journey with such a great team, not just the coaches and the players and the off-ice staff, but the media team, we all experienced it together. And with the Belfast one, when GB went up, I remember thinking, because we were the host nation, you can imagine the jobs are manic. So it wasn't just getting the media out and the stuff out to the UK media and doing that role. It was looking after the media that had come from all around the world and looking after running the event. And I was lucky to have a great team, involved with myself there. As always, people like, Craig Simpson, Dave Burnham, Dean Woolley, are just some of the people who have been with us on the journey. I mentioned Seth and the guys on the TV, but the behind the scenes people there. But I'm kind of rambling on to my point. But, after the Belfast one, I just felt that I didn't kind of soak it in. So that Hungary one, to be privileged to be on the bench at the end of the game to go on the ice and do the interviews for 5 Live that doubled up for Ice Hockey UK TV. You know, I soaked that one all in, and you say just to kind of look at the guys and see the journey that they'd been on, and that they were now going to play Canada and USA was remarkable, and that hungry game will stand out to me forever.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, Aaron Murphy's call on the Robert Farmer goal is just absolutely incredible. Every time I listen to it, I get goosebumps. Somebody always circulates it on Twitter, like in the however many year anniversary, every single year afterwards. And like the voice crack that happens to Aaron Murphy, because you can tell he is so excited as well that Great Britain have managed to tie up. It's such a fantastic call. And I would agree with you there, I think, Chris, in the sense that, yeah, like staying up against France it was a monumental win for Great British Hockey, and the fact that we're going to be back there again. Obviously, we were supposed to be there for this year's tournament. Obviously, didn't happen. So, I mean, in our kind of a positive note for us, we get to be there next year. So it's not the worst thing in the world for us. But also the fact that, like you mentioned, the GB national team had suffered so many close yet not close enough defeats. The final day heartbreaks. But like, look at them now, you know, like just a couple of years later, they managed to defy all expectations.